right, so let's go ahead and get some things going here. So I have this banner from Honda, and I need to resize this. And these are not easy to do. I could spend a bunch of time in Photoshop, but I'm actually going to use an app called Creatopy. What makes it difficult is this is a JPEG file, and I have to remove the text and rebuild it as if it was a brand new file. I have to make my own layers. It's kind of a pain. And this is the hard part for this one is going to be this shadow. I'll probably just have to redraw a shadow and make it myself. But here's what we're going to do. We first will, let's make sure we got the right white. We'll just use the, I think it's just a standard white. I'm going to write 2024 Civic, whoops, I forget. Not all of them like this. Okay, and what is that font? I think it's a Bebes New. No, it's not that. Oh, I have to remember that font. What is that font? Okay, here's a. These are different fonts than what I'm used to. These are not the same fonts. Okay, let's go on to a website that I like called What the Font. And this is great. So you take this, you take an image, you stick it in here, and you say, okay, let's identify this font. Let's identify that font. I want it to be bigger. Avenir Next World Medium. Okay, I believe I have that font already, so I don't think I need to worry about that. Let's try this one. Let's do APR. Let's do all of that, identify that. It's probably going to be something similar. Sultan? No, Avenir Next Bold. Let's go ahead and stick with Avenir. I'm pretty sure I have that. Excuse me. And if I don't, I'll get it. Avenir Next Medium. Okay, that looks pretty good. We lay it on top, resize it to make sure that it's as close to that size as possible. Doesn't have to be exact, but I do want it to be pretty darn close. Okay, let's do 3.9% APR for 24 to, whoops, 48 months. And this one was Avenir Next Bold. Avenir Next Bold. Yeah, it looks like it. Pretty close. Okay, it's got a little bit of a kerning issue, which I'm okay with. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not too concerned with it, basically, is what I'm saying. It's going to be resized like crazy, so whatever. Or lease for $249. Let's leave it like that. Nudge it over there, and let's expand it just a little bit. And per month for 36. Why is month capitalized? I don't get it. And I think we can probably do the Avenir Next regular for that. No, that's not regular. Medium? All right, let's put it over here. It does look a little bit thicker. I think it's all right. I think medium will be fine. Okay. I need to bring up the leading like that. I could be wrong when I say kerning and leading. I don't know. I'm not a layout guy. This is not what I do. I do mostly video, so this stuff is kind of goofy for me. One click away. $35.99 due at lease. Would help if I typed it properly. Lease signing. Only one space. Includes down payment. No security deposit required. Excludes tax, title, license, and dealer fees on approved credit for, there's no, why is there a capital F? Well, qualified customers. There's no space there. 10K miles per year. And no caps there? What the heck? Expiration date 05/01/24. All right, so let's make this smaller. Not that small. That's too small. Like that for now. It would help if I spelled it away instead of awar. And kind of go through everything, make sure it's good. Okay. Expand it just a little bit. Payment. Payment. You kind of want to go through and double check and make sure that you have everything typed properly. That's kind of one of the reasons why I match it up. I mean, I match it up because I match it up with why I haven't put it over the top yet. It's because I want to make sure that I have everything here properly done. So there's something going on here. Excludes. I think it's the space here. I think that might be what's causing it to be all goofy and messed up. Now, you know what? I think they adjusted the kerning on some of those things. Okay, just put it here. Okay, now the button. That's the fun stuff here. Okay, so I'm going to keep this button the way it is. No, that's what I want to do. Okay. Yeah, we'll use the magic wand. No! Why are you selecting the whole thing? Why are you selecting the whole thing? No! Alright, let's try the quick selection, see if that works. No, it's still freaking out. It's not selecting it properly. You know what? It's probably because this background is locked, so. Let's duplicate this layer. Duplicate layer. Yes, make the background copy. The magic wand. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let's use the marquee and add that to the mask. Now let's expand it. Select, modify, expand. 5? That's too much. Let's try 4. 4? Looks about right. And cut it out. And that is our button. Button. Who has the button? You have the button. Blue line. Let's zoom in and select this blue line. No, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. If I don't have all the blue line, I won't be disappointed. Why is it doing that? That's weird. Wonder why it did that. Gave me a second copy. Whatever. Blue line. All right. Okay, now we're going to select this car. What's neat is you can come in here. Where did it go? Backy. Is there something going on here? Does this need to be rasterized? I guess I could rasterize all the layers. Something strange is going on. It's not letting me do some of the things I normally would do. This is what I'm looking for, the select subject, remove background. So I'm going to hit remove background and see what it does. No, that sucks. That's not good. I need it to say select subject, but I guess it can't find a subject that's worth selecting. So let's grab a magnetic lasso and see what it does. Usually I don't have to do this. Usually I can hit the select subject and do it pretty easily, but it could be because of the darkness of this stuff. And this is super sloppy because I'm going to go in and paint it with a mask tool. I'm better with that anyway. Okay, quick mask tool. That's why I was in the quick mask. That's why it wasn't selecting the subject. Whatever. I need to think. I just don't use this often enough. We're going to make our own tires. Make a tire. Whoop. Ooh, we painted a tire. It's not really a tire. Come down this way. Oh, let's make that bigger. Let's fill it up easier. You know, before they had the multiple levels of undo, it was a pain doing this stuff. And, you know, I know it's not real good here. But that's fine. It's fine because, one, I can always fix stuff. But two, it's not going to be huge, so it doesn't matter. And you're really not going to notice the mistakes once I'm done doing what I'm going to do anyway. Whoops. So I'm not too worried. I understand I'm pretty sloppy. Let's add that on there. No, let's take that off. Looks like it did a pretty good job up around here. That'll work. All right, so there's our car. Now, the car has no shadow. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to paint a shadow. I know it's not going to look anything like that other shadow, but I don't care. Whoops, let's do it in black. And let's do it with some fuzziness. Okay, usually what I do is I kind of go like this. Catch all four wheels. And then, you know what? Let's just do this all over again. And then let's extend it out this way. So yeah, we'll see how that looks. I guess that kind of looks like a shadow. All right, let's make that opacity 50%. Now let's make it a little lighter, a little darker than that. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. All right, so now we have the car. All right, so let's do this. This is where we have the fun stuff. Okay, we're no longer in the masking tool. Select, modify. So I'm going to expand this by 4 pixels should be fine. And I'm going to do a generative fill on the backy copy layer. And it will remove the car. It'll give me a couple of options. They might all suck. I might have to do it again. We shall see. This takes a little bit. Go away. Oh, that's not bad. Let's see which one I like the best. I like that one the best, I think. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with that one. Okay, so I'm going to merge it down. Now, notice what it did to the text right there. It just does weird stuff to text. So I'm going to remove this text. Same concept, and just do this a whole bunch of times. But if you do the entire thing all at once, it doesn't remove it. It like fills it with new text. And so you have to do it one line at a time. Go figure. I don't know why. I think this one's more interesting. Let's remove the blue line. Yeah, so you do it in small increments and it'll be a lot better. If you do it too much at once, it just doesn't work. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing my file. I'm layering it so that I can use it in Creatopy. That's the online service that I use to resize these things, because I have 49 different sizes that I have to create that they'll be able to use. $49. I'll be getting one extra later. Gosh, I think my audio is like super distorted. I haven't even looked at it yet. I like that one. Now, I rasterized all the text too. And I did that because if you don't, when you go do the resize stuff, it doesn't work very well. Okay. Let's remove the button. The button! Remove the button! You know, I shouldn't have rasterized the text for the disclaimer, but I think what I'll do is replace it with a small one on the small files. Just replace it with something that says like, on approved credits, see dealer for details. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it'll fill that with text. It's pretty funny. Okay, so this is before, after, before, after. Not bad, huh? Pretty cool. All right. Now, yeah, I like that. All right. I can throw this one away. All right, so now I'm going to make the canvas size 4,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I need to have something that's big enough that I can manipulate. Oh, yeah. I forgot something. Car. This is the background. Zoom in. I like to put, let's put the front tire. Let's do a red dot. Right there. So if I see that red dot when I'm doing the resizing, then I can put the car over it, and I want to put that front tire over it. I should do 2 red dots. Let me do a second one. Yeah, that'll help me size it properly, because sometimes the Creatopy thing like resizes your layers and messes it up. So this will help me keep it within the right proportion to everything else. All right, no more car. Let's expand this by 4 pixels, and we are going to generate whatever it feels like generating. I'm not picky. I am picky. That's not bad. Let's add the car in there. That looks like a football stadium. No. This is probably the best. They all suck, but this is the best. We'll stick with this. Okay, we're going to merge that down. And I'm going to export this, or save a copy, because when I upload it, it won't work. Every time. I'll call it Baxter's JPEG. It's at 10 quality instead of a 12 quality. And let's make all the layers visible. So you see how that is, right? Like that. We can throw this background away too. All right, now I'm going to save it as a Photoshop file. Okay. Good. That gives me a lot of real estate to play with. That's what I need. Because some of these things are super long and some of them are super tall. And when I try to mess with them and I've got nothing there, it just doesn't work. Okay, so we'll quit Photoshop and go into Creatopy. No, not Safari. Really? I just used this and it wanted me to sign in again. Goofy, goofy, goofy. Okay, let's make a new project. Honda Civic, April 2024. I don't need to invite anybody because I don't care. Start a design by uploading a PSD file. Let's go into Honda Civic. This does take a few minutes. A lot of few minutes. A little tiny lot of few minutes. It may take a bit. So we just hang in there. Like the cat that is cute hanging there. All right. I want all of these upload and create, but guess what? The generative fill, the background, it will not be there. 100% guaranteed. Happens every time. Told you. It actually loaded. That's the first time ever. That's so cool. Okay. Okay, so this is a square format. And the reason I want all of that real estate space is because I'm going to make it, I'm going to mess with it. Let's see. I want to bring all of these up at once, including the background. Let's zoom out. Okay, they obviously don't want, they want the Civic there, but they don't want it like the center of attention as much. I mean, it's the center of attention, but they don't want it like, how do I say it? They don't want it filling up the entire square. So we're going to move some of these around. Let's zoom in. Ooh, what happened to that? Oh, I forgot that one. Let's go back. Yeah, something about right there. That should be good. Forgot the blue line. So one of the things we can do is group those. Oops. Oh yeah, I got to group these two. That usually helps, but doesn't always help. Let's make this bigger, but not fill the entire screen. This one can go down here, and this one can go here. Let's zoom in. I know the Shop Now button is not beautiful. It is not beautiful. That's a square one. I probably should have put some sort of vignette or something on that so it wasn't so colorful and bright, but I'm just going to stick with it. Okay, so now here I can go down to this corner, or there's other areas here. I can hit this and resize it. This is my custom size. I don't have to worry about it. I don't need this size here, 1920 by 1920. In fact, I'm going to delete it. So it keeps getting added, and I don't need it. And I don't need 1800 by 1800 either. Okay, so these are all my custom sizes. There should actually be 46 of them, but I think there's 47. So there's 10. So I have to select 40 of them. And this system automatically recognizes that this is a square one. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But what this will do is it will attempt to give me a good wide or landscape one and a good portrait one. And then I can rearrange it the way I like it. And it will try to follow that style. Yeah, it looks like there's 47. So I've got an extra size in here somewhere. 47. There should be only 46. Well, it should actually be only 45. No, 46. Generate and selected sizes. Okay, so this is... Man, that actually looks really good. Oh, I forgot something. Okay, before we do this... All right, I don't want it to cut off the layers, so I'm going to change this to maintain aspect on all of these layers because it becomes a pain in the butt sometimes. In fact, I wonder what exact fit does. I'm going to have to mess with that. Maintain aspect. So the scale crop will it'll make it bigger or smaller, but it will also cut some of it off. And it's really frustrating because you have to resize everything, and you have to undo the cropping, and then you got to resize it, and it's just a pain. So with doing the maintain aspect, it helps everything stay full, and then you don't have to worry about it. Okay. All right, so next layout, this is vertical. Okay, see how I did this? See how months is cut off just ever so slightly? Yeah, so now I got to go through and do this on the vertical one. Because I had already done it, it hadn't processed it yet. It hadn't tried to do its own processing. My mistake, I should have started with this. What I do like about this one is there aren't very many layers. The last one I did had probably 20 some odd layers. It was awful. The Honda ones and the Mazda ones generally are pretty light, pretty easy to deal with. The last Mazda one took me literally like an hour and a half, I think. It was so nice and easy and light. So this one I can make that bigger, but let's move it up. That'll work. Let's make the button bigger. Nice big buttons. We always like big buttons. Next layout. Oh no. But this one is very loco. Put the Honda logo there. That'd actually be really cool. See how I don't see red dots? Because there's a red dot behind each of those tires. Yeah, this is getting close. What is this? No! Whatever. It did it again here. And maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it's doing the scale crop. You know what? Let me go back. Just preview the set, save as set, and I'm going to delete the set. Delete. Okay, here we go. Let's do this again. Maintain aspect. by maintaining the aspect, it should keep everything locked in place as well as possible, or as closely as possible. It doesn't mean it will do it right, but it should be all right. Okay. All right, so let's resize again. 1, 2, 3. There is a select all button, but there's probably about 100 sizes from preset sizes. And my custom sizes I know are exactly the sizes I need. I should go through and label them because it says custom size 33, stuff like that. And it's not always right. And I don't know if this thing even lets you give them labels. Okay. Generate and selected sizes. Okay, so here's my... Now see, if I do this and I look at it, maintain aspect. That's what I needed. Okay, so let's make this bigger. Build a screen, make this bigger. We'll leave that there. And this one, zoom. Ah, we didn't group it. Yeah, it's grouped. I must have done something wrong. Okay, let's zoom in and take a look. Let's leave it like that. Kind of have it a little bit cut off. Don't need the whole thing in there. This would be perfect. Just kidding. Yeah, it's maintaining the aspect, but it's being goofy. One thing I do like about Honda is they keep it simple. All right. And it will generate all the sizes. And sometimes the layout will be really nice. Sometimes it won't. Like this one isn't. So I'm going to open in Generator. I thought that one was good, but it's not. Okay. Let's zoom out a bunch. Now let's zoom in a bunch. So I can take this, put it up on the top, expand that. All right. It's too small to see it anyway, so it's not like you can really read the disclaimer on this. This graphic comes up this size. Good. That one's good. This one's good, except that could be right there. And it could be bigger. I probably should have put the shop now on the left. But what's nice is this is a lot easier to deal with. I can just kind of go, okay, that looks good. This looks decent. That looks good, so on and so forth. I'm not going to worry too much about splitting all the lines up and making this whole thing bigger. I'm just going to leave it like that. It looks good. This one does not look good because most of the car is cut off, so let's shrink it. That looks better. Same with this. I don't particularly like this format or this size. Yeah, let's put that one on the bottom. Acceptable. This one needs to be bigger. And this one, the car is going to get cut off. And they hate it when the car is cut off. I hate it too. But the car is going to get cut off. Sorry. Other than that, I think it's perfect. This one actually can go up here. The car can move over this way, and the shop now can go down here. Good. Hard to read this. Still hard to read that. Wow, that's so big! The car, it's so out of the way. Thank you for calling Sykes Whale Wash, where you get a whale of a wash, and the prices are very, very low. Good. This is so much easier than trying to do it in Photoshop, though. Photoshop, it takes hours to do this. And this is like, oh yeah, everything's kind of laid out. Like, for the most part, gives you some pretty usable things, and you might have to make 1 or 2 adjustments. That's not that big of a deal. Let's make this one a little bigger. I'm tempted to put it here and put the other thing on the bottom, but I don't know. I do like the positioning of the car. That's all white. I should have done something. If they complain about it, maybe I'll just change the background out. I'll keep the Photoshop file, and I'll keep all these original files. So it won't be that big of a deal if something doesn't look right and they decide they want to change it. Shop now should be on this side if possible. Bigger. Bigger. My. Good. See, that's what I mean. Stuff like that, that's usable. That's usable. So it's perfect. It saved me from having to redo those sizes and mess with them and go through that whole process. Instead, I just, yay, it's done, kind of thing. Helps me a lot. But the main point, I don't like that red dot there. The main point of what I'm trying to convey here is that you saw as I was putting it together, I did all the layering, and then I made a huge background. And I did that on purpose. And the reason I did that is so that I would have room to play. Because if I don't do that, I don't have room to play. And if I don't have room to play, resizing is a pain. And then the other thing, and this is a super important point, is that you see the red dot? Okay, we're going to fix that. I should probably go through some of the others and fix that too. Right there. Anyway, so by rasterizing the layers and not letting it be text, because you can type text in this program or on this website, and it's good. It resizes the text, and it does a really good job with that. But by not allowing this to be text, it means that I probably should have made it even bigger. Oh, look, it's off again on the red dot thing. By not allowing that to be text, and making it a rastered layer, yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with that. I mean, I could make the Civic really small and stick it over on the left side. Anyway, by making it do text in a text layer instead, making it be a rasterized layer, it won't limit me to the size, because this will only allow me to do font size of 6 and below. And that's not good. Let's do this. Not 6 and below, 6 and above. So like on some of the banners, that's all I get is this. Like, I couldn't do anything. And it would just make them huge, and it was just terrible. So rasterizing those layers is important because then I can manipulate them to my heart's content. And if I need to, I can do things like 3.9% APR, make that a layer. 424 to 48, make that a layer. Months, make that a layer. Then I can stack them. So on some of them, like if I said, okay, on the vertical ones, I want to stack these, I can do that. I didn't want to do it this time, but I can do that because I have the ability to. And then when I do that, it stacks them for all the vertical ones, and it's really nice. I think I'm just going to make this car smaller. Stop. It keeps moving the thing I do not want it to move. I thought you said your dog does not bite. It is not my dog. All right. Let's make it bigger. My. Good. See? Simple. Love it. This program is pretty cool. I like it. It is clever. Sometimes I have a hard time with it, but for the most part, it's quite clever and very helpful. And I know it's not meant for this specifically. It is meant for resizing banners and stuff, but it's meant for a different market. It's not meant for doing what I'm doing with it. Move that over a bit. See? It's off. All right, let's just shrink this down. And the reason I shrink that down is because it makes it a little easier. The good thing is I never have to expand it. That's the hard part. That's when things get really messed up. So yeah, good setup here. You start with the right setup and you can come out with a good result. This one's going to have to stay on this side. See the red dots? Nah, you don't see it. Well, they're going to come back. Whee! I'm sure there's a way where I don't have to do this either, because this is really annoying. Notice if I select the layer once, then it gives me that layer. If I select it again, well, it gives me the group. If I select it again, it gives me the layer. That's nice. Nice and simple. That's the Honda way. Oh, it just went dark. Sorry about that. This recorder sometimes does that. I think it's just the way my computer is set up, but I'm not sure. Ah, did not want that. Let's make it a little bigger. Yeah, that's nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, how many sizes do I have? I'm at 1800. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, the 10th one is the one I've already done, so I'm not too worried about it. The only reason I like to see how this, I have this extra stuff, I like to bring down the cropping is because it makes it a little easier to line it up. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. It makes it a little easier to line it up with the words and all that stuff. It helps if I hit the shift key and not the caps lock key. Good. Just a few more to go. Now this one might not match up well. Let's see what happens. It's not bad. That might work. Let's go a little bigger. Yeah, that works. Good. Oh, this one will not be good. I may have to shrink this one. These I do not like these long banners. All right, we did something with the last one, so I took this up here, put it like that. Took these two. I think I did one at a time. Put this up there. Come on. Get up there. All right, and then I resized it. Let's go a little lower. A little smaller, I mean. See, that's what the font does stuff like that. Messes it up. Let's put the Orlease up here. And come on, put this up here too. Yeah, that'll work. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Sorry, it went blank again. I don't know if it's the computer that likes to do that or what. Okay. Let's go a little bigger. Yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. That's the last one. Okay, so now come back here, go over them one last time. Look at that. They all look good. So now I can download them as a JPEG and as a WebP and as a PNG, and that's the ones I'm going to use. I can use other formats too, but those are the ones that I will use. Those are the ones I choose to use. And it's done. Yay! Keep up the good work. Thanks for watching.